My Dysfunctional CIA Family Part 26. So hopefully this will keep the wind. It won't be too bad. Maybe it needs to come further in, actually. Let me see if I can do it. So, yeah, that will work, right? And then, yes. Right, that's a mirror. Right there. So that's a mirror. And I'm in a tent. Like, I'm in this tent. I just put up, and the cat's over here. I should do that, right? It's kind of weird. Where's that cat? There's a cat right there. So I can do the cat too, I guess. Okay, so that's all that. Try to keep it so no one can fuck with me. I was getting hunted by this. Just like, yeah, like that. Maybe just like that, right? Oh shit. So those January 6th feds. Damn, man. That maybe did something. Like, as that other guy, he's gone. That was in it. Like, he has to jump in and everything. Whenever, like, they know, he knows when I'm going to lie down, and starts to mow, and all the weird shit. It is the shit, too. When I said January 6th, that's what popped it. Because, like, it is. I'll tell you, they sent a new fed. My pool cleaner is this guy. He's like some power lifter. He's not just the bogus. He's not just at January 6th. He's the fed. He's like he's got some background, whatever, like that. And yeah, he's really cool too. Damn, man. They waited till, see that the other guy, he got served papers. Like, they kept sending in sheriffs and doodads and did weird stuff. And he's gone. They hauled away the boat. The boat's gone. The whole fucking stuff, and it's all quiet on the Western Front. Is that West? Wait, no, Eastern Front. On the Eastern Front. Send you to Eastern Front. Shit, that is. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's East. So, god damn, man. He had all his served his naughty papers. I guess they found him. And it's like, and they have to do it, like, see, that's like all the way. They're like that makes it so no one can ever say I'm shit with my video. Like, cause it's like that guy jumps in, oh, you got a little bit of that over there, and it's like, then it's like, okay, served, like, on things. Like, he's just a criminal, man. And it's like permanent. It's hard to undo, even if you're, all the parties are willing or whatever. It's like, so they got that with their fake ass. Even though. And that's what January 6th feds, that's like YouTube associated garbage, like with that whole thing, and just the trash, the circus feds. They do all the real estate and stuff. The one they sent is real law enforcement background, or like, they act like they don't do it, but just like you need protection or something, or things, or whatever the hell, because it's all feds. You also have to have a fed to clean your pool. Your rent. That's how it is. So, like, they did all this stuff with served, and then, so, yeah, man, it started arguing. My wife and me were bitching. It was like, and screaming, and in the bedroom there, because right next to all that shit. And like, blah, 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 and you suck your shit. Okay. Oh, yeah. And I know it triggers too. Because some stuff, we got to do this thing. We're about that thing. We're talking about going to Morgan & Morgan for that, sending her there just to walk in, whatever. For that trespassing they did up at Charlotte County. So that Morgan & Morgan, like, one of the things you think about it, Morgan & Morgan, it's going to be like, boom, you can have bugs in the house, whatever, or on the phone and the AdSense, and it was like, get that, out of everything. So it's like a real fingerprint. to get picked through, and that might be what it is. Part of it. And they'll get, when anyone's talking about anything like that, and collect that data. But it's like, bitching, it's the end of the world, you never, and then all of a sudden, he just comes in, the Fed, he's like a power lifter, and he's like, comes in, he's like in the back of the pool area, and I come out in my Speedo, I'm gonna get ready to bitch, and he's just got this scrub brush on a stick, and he's happily scrubbing, he's like, just scrubbing, and he's like, totally blows me away, because he knows how to, he's doing all that love bombing, or whatever the fuck, the Fed love bomb. It's like, he's frisky, yeah, it's great. And then so I sat down and started talking. He asked me about the North Koreans. Yeah, and he said CIA before I said anything like that. I said Secret Service, and he said CIA. And he actually asked me about the North Koreans. Because that's what it is. I was looking at some Zimbabwe stuff. That's one thing. I say North Koreans because my dad, like, he's afraid. Like, geek! You know, he saw them walking by once in Zimbabwe. And it's like, gah! Scared straight. You know, for the bourgeois, all the shit, the MI6, that's some scared straight shit. And so you look at Zimbabwe, look at them, they train with that, and then all the money and all the brand new uniforms. That's like, you know, CIA funded Korean training and stuff. I think it's not like some bad secret or something. Just is what it is. So it's all good now. I got this. Because it's like, you know, the Hare Krishna movement, we're all like, feds have to come in, and your probation officer, parole officer, things, or all your, you have to see which friend is doing what, or anyone that's new you meet on the street, what is it, or someone will just get to them. And you live it. We've been living it. We've been living it anyway. It's the whole thing, well, it's actually since, yeah, because that's some shit. They think it's just a cult, but it's not. Thing. That shit was since 1920. That's since after World War II. That's T.S. Eliot. Everything. Oh yeah, the Prince Andrew. So not Prince Andrew. Well, that's how I figured out. But Lord Mountbatten. So my video, of course, like that's his. He's good. The whole royal family's good. I learned that from my son with autism when they were fucking with him. He's gonna call the Queen of England and the Prince and all this shit, like, because he studies them all, he knows all of them, every cousin, you know, going way back, and then it's something, so I just like took it from there, because there's some intuitive thing he knows, like he watches them, and I think it is, man, by Lord Mountbatten, like when that stuff happened to him in Ireland, like, yeah, I think he's like, okay, made me do, and it's like, oh, a trip, man, and then so that's all that shaking up and stuff, and they got their finger in it, but we got blown up too, and it's like, damn, right? It's gotta be, it is, man. So that's what I mean by Mumbai, CIA Mumbai, in case you didn't know. So, but that stuff's been going on since World War I, after World War I. Because these guys are no good, man. The generals and shit. The intelligence. And they made Hitler, all the MI6. They made all that stuff. Okay, so we got the new Fed. Okay, so what I was going to do. Because the Karen Reed case. I've been thinking more about Massachusetts. And it's like, I see dead people. I can do a thing as that. Okay, so. And that's the reason why my health is wrecked, my sinus. So I was in, that's where I'm banging my head against plexiglass, and it broke my forehead, and then I got that, and then that got operated on years later, and up in in Cambridge. So, and that's good, but then. See, the thing with my sinus is I used to go upside down in the water, in the salt water, and get it and clear it out. So that's why I got it in my maxillary sinus and stuff too. And they're all bullshit all around, but that's obviously what it is and why I'd get issues. because I had the injury, and then I'm doing that shit for it. So it's like similar to surfers, sinus, where the water can spray right up, jet right up, and they get a thing. So I get like diatoms in there or whatever the hell. It's obvious. And they're fucking around. The sinus doctor is crazy, man. We went in there. I'm supposed to go in and see the infection person because I got a resistant infection, but they might be bullshit. So that's at Lee Health. I go to this other sinus doctor up at got on Del Prado, and they're freaking. They get all the weird stuff. They do line of sight. I got a death threat when I was there a couple times ago, but from some feds. It's not them. It's not them. Like some guy with these feds setting up some stuff. These January 6 feds doing some shit. Where they're set up. And it wasn't them too, because I had to go back in. Guy had the Gun Owners of America shirt, and the other fed had his foot against the wall, and they go in. And I went back in because my wife, I didn't have my phone, and my wife wasn't parked in the same spot, so I had to go back in. And I didn't have my phone, so I had to I had to have them call my wife, see what she's doing, if she's spazzing, whatever. She was just driving around. She's gonna come pick me up and didn't see me. And so I got to see those guys like that were supposed to be going to a sinus appointment, and they're in there like standing there. Oh, we don't even know why we're here. It's like, oh, I guess that was the wrong doctor. Oh my God, who referred me to this? Or how I got that number across? It's like that. So I don't think it was him. So the last time we went, now I have a cold. That fixes my sinus. It clears it out. It's way the fuck better. And this has happened to me before. Certain particular colds, not all of them, but this is that type. And my wife has it, and she's kind of sick. Actually, my son got it too. He just caught it from us like yesterday. So we caught this a few days ago, and she said she thought she caught it at the sinus doctor's office. And that's some kind of weird thing. She goes in other places, but it's the only place she went in with me. It probably is, because I got it. I'm getting it at the same time. Damn, that's right. And my son's way later, so we probably did, because that's the only place I go in like that. And that's like an intuitive thing, because she knows the shit. And so we're actually dosed up with that. That thing got sprayed, and that could be anyone. You walk by and they spray it. So I just, just so you guys know, if you guys, that fucking what is it? They fucking warn about that too. There's certain things. They put some irritant in the air at Walmart out going down. Well, it's still south of Fort Myers. That's Fort Myers. Near that Goodwill I go to, and then that Walmart. Heading down to Fort Myers Beach. But there's some weird kids. That was a long time ago, a few months ago. Maybe to Warren or something like that. And there's certain other things. I've seen it. Yeah, and then the other guy like doing a sneeze later, and I was gonna go bitch about it and tell the Walmart guys. But this is like helps me. They know this. See, they're all lying, man. They know this fucking certain cold virus will clear my particular sinus thing. They fucking know that, and they sprayed that shit in the air for me to walk through. And some of you guys will know. And it's good if you don't know, keep it in mind. Because that's what it is. That's the level of shit. All the medical stuff, it's not like fake and hokey. They're just fucking lying. And then when we were going to the library, some lady had to pull a Kleenex or handkerchief out and start to look like she's blowing her nose as we drive by. Like yesterday, it was funny. Okay, so I got like diverted. I was staying up in Massachusetts. Karen Reed. Okay, so it's the thing when I banged my head on the plexiglass. I was in jail for drinking beer. That was at Matthew Epen. He got the little baby that got murdered by Louise Woodward up in Massachusetts, like British, right? And they made a big thing of it, and then got her off the hook and got her out. So I went up there after she got convicted, and they're just doing the protesting, and they came and grabbed me because I had a Coors Light, 16 ounce, because I was like just stopping drinking. So just like that, I would do, and then just go out and I could walk around, and then stop, which I did. But so they grabbed me, and then they stripped me naked and shit. So I started banging my head in plexiglass. At first I started doing this thing, protesting, because they're not supposed to just keep me in jail all night fucking for that shit. And they're bullshit. They covered all that shit up. Took me over to the hospital. It's all fucked up. And that's the dirty motherfuckers too. Okay, so Matthew Eapen, that's all connected. Like that Martha Coakley, she was the Middlesex prosecutor, and the guy that's on the Karen Reed's, one of her lawyers at Vanetti, or whatever the hell he is, Sacco and Vanetti. He was a district attorney, and he also did that kid that got, when that kid got smothered with some gasoline and stuff, and 4 people are in on it or something. He prosecuted one of those girls or something like that. That's like that's on purpose. He let that shit run. I'm convinced now. And that connects. Middlesex County, but Matthew Eapen, that was intentional. The state did that, intentional murder, and it will connect, and you'll start finding stuff, and you'll find the oddities. First of all, oh God, and there's like genocide, racist against that dad. That he's a doctor. The mom and dad are doctors. She's white, and he's like some Indian guy, and they did that. So the kid was developmentally delayed. And that's up in 97. He was born February 97. Early February. And he's going on until this happens. I don't know, he's 8 months old, something like that. He doesn't get off he doesn't like move his head around. They keep him on his back. And they talk about Louise having to give him tummy time because they're worried about leaving him on his stomach, which is a problem. I'm not going to get into that. But like when they're on the stomach, that's the natural position. They can lift their head like a turtle. And if they're having a developmental delay, they're going to have a pain in the ass, like to move their head around from a sitting position. That's like impossible. To lift it forward, they do it up like a turtle when they're on their stomach, and then it goes to the crawling, so you'd either have to get his head so he can move around like that, from his laying position, or get rolled over himself stubbornly, and then start putting his head up. And so he's like way delayed, so poor kid. And they all fucking know they're playing that family, that mom and dad, got him overworked, tell him to get an au pair from fucking Britain. And they don't put him in the thing that's like weird. That's weird that they connive that man to like he's just not in any weird system, any early intervention, any kind of anything. He's someone with weird drunk ass trash, garbage from England. So they set that up. That's all the way murder. When he came in to the children's hospital, because the children's hospital's in on it, there's certain things there. The mechanism of that is because it's all just like Alex Jones, the organ donation and all that stuff. So there is that dirty market, and then no one will talk about it. No one thinks about it, and it can go from there. And so that's all the way, the Dr. Mengele, and then and there's no moral argument. You just have to insist. I insist you can't harvest. Like, go in there in Haiti or wherever and help all the brothers and sisters. And, you got the guy crying over in Qatar about his kid. And that's like, how could you compare it? And what are you going to do? Sit there at your swimming pool later and moralize like you're disgusting, right? And it's the truth. And those guys will actually they'd cry or something, And, but like you'd have to fight because it's not going to happen. But they're not. You'd have to be a communist to be able to have anything. Otherwise, you're ignoring it. So it's like that. Not these bourgeois pigs. So they set that thing up. They fucking harvested him. They fucking did that shit. And the only difficult part is getting Louise Woodward to do it intentionally, but they kind of charge it, and it's like such a heavy break on the back of the head and the weird shit. And so it's supposed to be in a fit of anger, but really it's the other shit. She comes from that gangster MI6 shit in Britain, and they say, do it, we gotta do it, and they did. And so Bell's dirty. Like, he threw my friend, made him homeless permanently, and that's dirty. That's some dirty shit up in Cambridge. That was a setup with some bad stuff related. That guy's dirty. So that Judge Hiller Sobel. So when they brought baby Eapen in to children's, and then mom, she's an optometrist or something, so they had her look into his eyes and see the retinas. And that's odd. And you can research that. You can dig into that. Like, oh, it just happened. No. And then at a certain level, they're trolling it to like the people in the know. Like, you know, you got to be careful, right? Or they're threatening them. But that's what they fucking did. They're disgusting. Martha Coakley and all that shit. That's when all that shit was going on. She was Attorney General for Massachusetts. When all the shit was happening at PLS, all the rapes, all the shit. Murders. Another kid got murdered through Children's Hospital. Ambrose got driven to suicide. Man, and that's a Curry Center too. You look at that at Northeastern University. They mess with him. They do his head. They had that, man. They had it. And that's the thing. And so I was up there. Damn. And you'll find it. You dig. You get that. You'll get it, man, in Children's Hospital, because you wouldn't think it's like shock. And then the ones that might know are kind of scared, but if it's just out, you see it's true. It'll be true. Because what is it supposed to be? Oh, people are shit, right? Oh, yeah, you know, a citizen does some bad. Like, what about, no, these other motherfuckers, these pigs, and a little bit of conspiracy, or they look the other way, and they're shit. And they'll know the mechanism of it. You know, like, who's in on it? Well, here, I'm just saying it. Like, who the fuck would be in on it? No one. Like, it's shock, and it's weird, right? It's all the way, like, shock level. And now I know what's going on with my kids, where they're doing that shit on purpose. And they don't care. They're setting my daughter, when she was born, induced pregnancy on the due date, and then just running it for hours. I don't know if it's 15 hours. Maybe I gotta look. And fucked up, man. It took forever for the water to break, and they're fucking with it. And if she had died or something, it's just a lawsuit. They don't care. They just run that, and then they'd be our best friend, and we all like thinking they're so great. You know, whoever's like fucking helping us. They don't give a shit. That's what they are. I guess that Martha Coakley, she dropped out, right? Yeah, there's other motherfuckers. And they know that Karen Reed stuff. See, Karen Reed might have done it herself. Like, she's in on it with everyone else. They did that as a murder. That's a cold-blooded murder. Just like they fucking charged her with. Like, she's in on it, everyone else is in on it. You know? And however it actually happened. So Louise Woodward, she got convicted, remember. Like, later the judge overturned it. He did a special appeal to the judge, the trial judge, a little thing, a review, and he got to overturn it, and he gets to use his judgment, the demeanor of witnesses, all that shit, because he witnessed it. Like, the appeals court never gets to do it. Yeah, they gotta be like, everyone's just credible, they move their eyebrow just right so we know it's true. Like, all that, like, racist shit. And they don't have, like, video. Like, you know, it's all invented. Oh, you couldn't before, now that you can. It's just fucking lie. And it's intentional. And so he did the thing where he said it's wrong. Because he's allowed to. Okay, so, but it went a few days where she got convicted, and he sentenced her to life in prison with 15 years until possibility of parole. So then they had all the protests and just going on, and that's all fake. That's all. It's all the British stuff, and so they let the British in that garbage, so they could just work the whole town. And this is before 9/11, so they're getting ready for that in 2001 with all their fake stuff, all connecting together with all their really bad corruption, and craziness. So yeah, so I just had my so these feds guys or whatever, these scumbags started talking to me. Maybe I talked to them. I think they talked to me. But they were like saying, hang her, you know, they were the anti-Louise thing. You know, they had a sign, like being fake rednecks. And then I was talking to them for a minute, and I had my beer, I drank some, and then some police came and just grabbed me and fucking arrested me. Okay, and then they didn't even care later, they just like had to leave me in there. and fuck with me. But they know who I am. They know the whole fucking thing. And so after I bailed out the next morning after being in the hospital and stuff. My face was all fucked up. My forehead was like giant, like a melon, all like purple, and all the purple had gone also down all under my eyes. I was ghastly, ghoulish and ghastly. This giant thing, like a mask, or like I'm wearing a scuba mask of purple blood and swelling. So I'm going home on the D line, and I get off at the Fenway stop. And that girl from the Moonies, which is fake, MI6, like she just happened to be there. I haven't seen her in years, so she's standing there looking at me. Like she knows me, remembers me. And oh, we could have had intercourse, long lost. And that's an MI6 fake out. She is. So they did that. So they know exactly what's going on, and they did that shit. You know, take interest, decide to intervene and do that. So there you know. And that connects to Shriemy Cream, because that's his shit. That runs with that. Maybe with Joe, or maybe he's not. Maybe Joe's not that dirty, and he's like, he comes in, and he's like, fucking. On top of that, it's need to know. I don't know. I would suspect it's sort of morally compartmentalized. But because I used to hang out with Joe all the fucking time. So it's that shit from New York City. Fucking heroin. Gave me heroin once. Actual fucking heroin. Just keep heroin around. The only time I ever tried heroin was from those motherfuckers. Say, hey, I got a box of heroin. Here, try a little snort of heroin. And I walk out all fucked up. So they're ready to do that shit. Because they come from the shit where they're narcs and shit. It's like, it is hitched in. It'll be hitched in like Linsky and all that will be aware. The police will be aware. Because they got a special kind of version of it. They run from New York City. Like delinquent-ish. Like Upper East Side delinquent. Like, then we gotta hang around with working class because we're just so badass. And we got connections, so and it's all fake. But that girl was from them. They ran with that, and they were all up in the Fenway. Yeah, that does connect to the Joe shit. Oh, it does, because they integrate. They're all doing the Fenway at the same time, so it is Joe. Fucking motherfucker. That's Joe. He knows that shit. He knows all the fuck about it. But, you know, it just happens. I would think. I mean, Joe's like fucking worse than Lucas or Officer Bush. Kenny, be careful of this, that, and like he's like, you know, fix it, you do better, you know. Fuck. Yeah. I guess whenever the only tool is a hammer, every problem is a nail. However they do it, like, I guess it's not like it's like rape and drugs incorporated, you know, and like social engineering, turncoat. So that's that. That is baby Matthew Eapen was murdered, and that's what was getting to me, making me go there, the whole fucking thing. I watched the whole damn trial. It was all fake. Barry Scheck was just fluttering around. They had 1 hour each. Prosecutor had an hour and defense had an hour for summation and closing argument. That's like any case. Like everything else is just witnesses. Here's evidence. It looks like this. It's like 3 inches by 5, and it's this thing. It looks like that. What does this expert say? Yes, it's like that. You know, but then argue how it applies to the case. Like they don't tie it together except for that 1 hour. So Barry Scheck, the defense split it, and Barry Scheck did it in a half hour. And you can look at that, go to the law library, and he's just going, blah, 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 he's just like buzzing around. It's actually funny. You can just put it in the background and fucking listen to it in your car. It's like hilarious. Like wait to get so you can memorize it maybe, and it's like gibberish probably. Or a lot. But it is reasonable doubt. And the defense the prosecutor didn't care. And they're doing that fucking weird thing with the bleed, and Barry Scheck's bleed and the rebleed, you know. But because the shaken baby is supposed to be, it's centrifugal force that so just from being shaken, you get centrifugal force in your brain hemorrhages, and you can see it in the retinal hemorrhaging in your eyes. Now, kill. And the head will be flinging. It'll be like you're in a spin cycle of washing machine. It's like that, not banging. It's just like in the head. It's like that. And so if you ever see a doll with it, it's got to have a weighted head. They do it with a not real head weight, and it's not accurate. And the thing will be banging back and forth too. But that shit was on purpose, and with it hitting, that was on purpose, man. And breaking back of the head just make sure she gets off, and because like the prosecutor's just saying the other thing, and it'll be the first shaken baby thing where they can prove shaken baby just from retinal hemorrhaging, even though you got to break in the back of the head. That has to be. They're saying 12-foot drop onto concrete. Barry Scheck is saying, well, the prosecutor said at one point, and so Barry Scheck's always repeating it, which is good because they don't say shit. They're bullshit. I don't know. It's 12, 15. But if you think about it, that's the same thing as what they say it is, shaking baby, because like it shakes so damn hard that if you're like shaking, throwing it, it would go up in the air that hard, that far. Like if you had a ball in a sock or something, and you got it centrifugal force, it'd be like that. And then like she's sounding like she did it onto some towels, like many towels. So you could kind of think of that. Like, a few layers of towels in the bathroom floor and banging his head down onto it. And that she's kind of probably as drunk as she's lying. So you get all that. So it's like felony child abuse. And a death occurs in Massachusetts. Felony child abuse on a child and a death occurs. That's second degree murder. And that's how she got convicted. And then they're just fucking around with it. They explained all that shit. It was bullshit. So all that court TV shit is fake. The OJ trial. Okay, here we go. Here we go, man. Oh, I was going to forget. There you go. Okay, OJ, I watched the whole damn thing. That too. Okay. So, Kato Kalin is so weird. He's a house guest, right? Oh, OJ's got to come back. He's got to go around to the side of the house, bang on the side of the house. Kato hears it, and like sort of stitches on him, like he heard banging on the side of the house. Other than that, he's supposed to be on OJ's side, right? And really, it's more complicated setups, or they both went out there and did it, or it's like someone else, or, whatever. Or it's just OJ and they know. But, and Furman can go there and conveniently find the glove, And when he says them, that's where he found them, like when he's at the original scene, Nicole, that he says later that it's like the hat and the glove, where I saw them. Okay, and it totally makes sense. It is like, and they say like them gloves, and no one like really talks about it. But so I think that's the thing. I think that's a setup, because Mark, and you'll be like boom, boom, boom. It's like bada bing, bada boom, like the pizza. Mark Furman wrote his book. He does crime theory and stuff. Oh man, even though he's like that. Oh, he happens to do that. Oh, he did Massachusetts, out on the Cape, or whatever, whoever the Skakel kid, the Kennedy relative. He like had this whole case, and when this kid was a juvenile, and now he's like a big old fat Kennedy, like egg and ham Kennedy looking, but they're black sheep. And they said that he said that kid had murdered this girl, and then people say he admitted it in a rehab thing. It's like fucking God, man. And he got convicted years later, and that's Furman that wrote that. Okay, so that's kind of weird, man. And that goes to Massachusetts. So there you go. Fucking shit, all together. And you'll look at court TV and see it's dirty, and it's like that British tabloid. It'll connect to that shit. And it'll be like they're thinking, oh, we got court TV. We need to get some garbage in here, like tabloid. We need Britain for a bit, and then we'll do 9/11. And you can see with Karen Reed how they have it all. I guess Jamal Crawford is bad. I saw him talking to Turtle Boy. So there you go. God, when they're doing stuff to me, my wife called him and was crying, and it really helped. Like he said, I don't know, but it just helped to know that Jamal Crawford had been talked to. He comes from a cool family. I mean, he comes from the cool family. He comes from the people, like, black bourgeoisie, but that's like the circus folk, the artists, like they did their stuff, their theater, and did it, and they just worked hard as like his grandparents and whatever. But that's all, and however it works. But you'll find it's all fucking dirty. You know, I'll go to Children's Hospital and you look up the Ambrose when he committed suicide, the BLS student. He had football concussions. That's from playing at BLS. At least that's the story you get from there. Like he was always playing. Then they lie. They say it's out in where Menino grew up. So I remember Hyde Park. Hyde Park. It's really cool out there. It actually turns into a suburb. Menino's dad is so cool. At the picnic table. Gotta put that video up. Or maybe I did already. I was gonna do it. Shit, man. Oh, so okay. So I was looking at the Kennedys. So John Fitzgerald Kennedy. So he's got his dad Kennedy, like everyone knows about. But his mom's dad, his other grandfather is, I guess John Fitzgerald. Yeah. Like he was mayor for a little bit, around 1910 or something, of Boston, and ran and was a congressman and did stuff. He was really, really cool. He knew how to do business and all the politics. He started the union, or the Tammany Hall thing for Boston, over in South Boston. He's from the North End originally. It's probably like North End was the first thing, I'm sure, like old buildings. And okay, so John Kennedy's older brother is Joe Kennedy Jr., named after the dad. And he died toward the end of World War II over in Britain. And it's so fucking obvious. And that guy really had it together. He was going to be the next president, and they would say that. Like John Fitzgerald and everyone, and like the grandfather. Like, so it had to be John Kennedy after he died. So he was like, him and this other guy would take off in this plane that's a drone plane, but you have to like have someone fly it, like take off. And they set everything up, all the bombs. They had like 20,000 pounds of bomb thing, like one doodad or some outrageous thing. And so they have to get it all like activated and then parachute out. But this time they activated it, and there's another airplane behind it. The controllers, they activated it, and then it blew up. And there's just no way you got to be that sloppy, right? There's no way, right? Like whatever activation mechanism. Like, and they know that shit could have a timer, and it just can't activate until 10 minutes. And that could be fail safe. And then the only problem is sometimes it might fail to activate. So you lose the whole airplane because you can't land it. So it's loss of airplane versus loss of crew. And you wouldn't put him in it. Like, even though it sounds bad, you don't put the super #1 son of both grandfathers. They put everything into it. He's going to be the next president. The dad was the ambassador. Come on, man. To England. They fucking murdered him. That's MI6 fucking murdered him. Okay? So they did that one. I just fucking found that out. No one fucking talks about it. So God knows what, man, and who does what, whatever, because it's like, shit, I think it's that bad. It is. And so, yeah, they were doing stuff with my kids, and Matthew Eapen, yeah, man, I see dead people. I used to do that. They like that. They like that intuitive, and I can dissociate. Like I said, I used to run around the street endlessly. Damn, man. Is that it? Like that Furman shit, right? Having to come right up back up to Massachusetts. And really he's just the guy that's going to do the thing. Right? And however the hell that works. Then you guys could really just figure out are the Kennedys in on it or not, or have to stand back. How does that fucking work? Or is it just an attack on them, or like... And so you have Kevin Spacey. He gets in trouble out like somewhere. Was that on the Cape or something? Like he's in the bar and he's like, I put my hand in it. Man, it's supposed to be like, wow, what an adventure. Or no. And I guess rude, but okay, so he's arrested, right? Yeah, man. I could have fucking arrested him, maybe. I mean, I never met him, but probably if I did, right? It's fucking so stupid, man. It ruined that. It's gotta be big crime, man. It's gotta be like shit, right? It's fucking lying, man. And whatever. Meanwhile, they do all this other brutal shit, strip people down, all this fucking shit. They went after that Eapen family too, that racist shit. They went after that Indian guy, and they're targeted him. They got some nasty racist shit. And the real anti-Semitism too is like, it's like horrible. It's like the Mark Mengele will be a Jewish guy, probably, right? Isn't it? Beth Israel's always the worst. You know, something got to it. And how do you think everyone fucking survived, or it gets mixed up, or it's just like it's not even that way? Come with me if you want to live. Fucking everyone I meet, they don't lie about it either. It's like and they're like, they'll be down on you, like you got to make money. You're sitting here talking like you should be packing away money and shit, you know? And Jews, they have tunnels, man. They got a tunnel attitude. I think, what?
I'm about to book the reservation.
Oh, God, let's not talk about it on YouTube now.
Okay.
We'll do it. I had to go fucking wreck the whole, like, movie. The flow, and they make me look like I guess I am kind of sick and grumpy. I'm out here in my tent, and I have to have that. My ice melted, too. I was drinking some soda. Shit, what was I saying? Yeah. And it's so obvious with the Karen Reed case. That's all fake. They're just doing all that stuff. And they don't even care. It's like it's on purpose how they do it. And they're all lying scumbags. Damn, man. Oh yeah, Kevin Spacey. So he was out in Massachusetts, had that big arrest, had a big trial. Maybe that's even kind of hokey, right? Because now his lawyer is is doing the Karen Reed. Okay? And that's, who knows, it could be like, might not just be one side. It's like a big old multiple thing, you know? Because Kevin Spacey goes with, or at least they were saying it might be some setup. Oh yeah, I got the other one. You know, with the Hare Krishna movement, there's one guy that was like acting like he's gonna make a video, and it's all douchey. It's like the new douche of the Hare Krishna. It's like, oh, I was looking at this whole thing on Barry Manilow. The Hare Krishnas sing Barry Manilow. Oh man. You guys gotta look that up for SCTV. Hare Krishna sing Barry Manilow. So he's like gonna do some horrible video. This guy, oh my god, it's just wank and weird. And it's supposed to be associated with like Kevin Spacey's guys, or they got one of the directors or cinematographers, and so it's like that, and they're friends, and then go around and it's like that, and they could be pulling him in, and he's not known or it's good. And then, so his guy's over in the Karen Reed, but that's not like, see, I'm involved in it. I go walk right around with it. And it's like, yeah, I got my thing. Oh, I'm standing off. I figured it out. Oh, I'll tell you. Oh, I'm so appalled, right? And really, that's one thing. I'm the only one doing it. See how it works or whatever the fuck. Because it's like, it's not just like, okay, they would get someone. It's like hard to get any fucking, like, I figured stuff out without, I didn't betray anyone's trust or anything like that. You know, just get it. And come up with it. And I have to assert it, and I have to kind of step out on a limb and with it. It's not, you know, I can't like prove it for sure. So so that goes with that, you know. And in the New York Raw Theatre, God, wasn't it the year after 9/11? And they had those guys out there filming. I think it's 2002 Raw Theatre in the summer. Those guys that would associate with that. I kind of get the feeling, though, Kevin Spacey, I kind of get the feeling that if it's like that, it would be like when you see me hanging around with Lucas or whoever that is, even though Lucas is on the good side, I think. The thing all this shit here. In a certain way. It's just like keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So that's that. And there's one thing. Okay, AOC. They got the thing. I can't get the article to work. Matt Taibbi says, AOC is going to self-destruct. And it's fine. It's like this. See, I don't say paywall. Behind a paywall, like that's douche. Like I don't even fucking. I get so triggered, man. I don't just say what's said. Like that's why I didn't get molested. You know, like oh man, it's just like behind a paywall, or oh, you know, whatever expression. It just like if it comes a certain way, I fucking don't do it, man. Oh, your Boy Scout, you're always supposed to have his hand on your knee as you drive down the road. Like, and I'm like, no, it's not if it's, have to get it in a certain way. Like, or it's not bona fide, official, but I'm probably right about it too, because all the sick shit. I knew about the phones. So, yeah. So AOC, okay. AOC comes from Boston University. And that's the evil. That's the evil Nazi shit. That's the evil. I get the feeling. Yeah, that is. That's where some of that stuff was coming from. Really bad. And they jumped me once. They're bad and do the fake shit. And like the dude that, oh my God, the one dude that he does, oh, I do Armenian genocide and stuff. He's like, oh man, he's a journalism guy, probably retired and died or something. But that's the bad. It's fake out with bad, I think, because they sent a reporter after to me, and it's just all just to investigate and do this fake stuff. So AOC comes from there, but as I watch it. And Bernie Sanders, once you get away, because AOC, I gotta do my instincts. It's AOC, and oh my God, and I think she's a double, triple undercover. I think, and it makes sense, right? And then she's taking Boston University down, or some of that shit. There's already down. They got them. Even though, I don't know, the Karen Reed thing isn't, it's a circus and it's a lie, but like everything's a lie, right? It's not like Matthew Eapen or anything. I think they're taking, I think stuff got pulled in. And people kind of have to be all together. Everything's like, it's hard to tell. Like if I was just researching this, it'd look like I'm doing it. If I wasn't also just newscasting. So I think now AOC is a setup. And then it's like, oh my God, hey, what a relief. AOC. Right? Yeah, because I should have said, oh, you know, let's say, you know, you crash your Gilligan's Island, you have AOC, yeah, AOC and Tulsi Gabbard Ginger, Mary Ann, Essie, right? And all the guys died. Boat broke. Like that, right? You're stuck. I bet it is. And Ellie was, oh man, I'm so depressed. I'm so depressed. There's a guy they did, because I wonder. Because I read his book like a few times when I was younger. And you think, but I kind of wonder how it could work. You know, what's up around him. Because he got burned in that Madoff thing. So that Madoff thing was like some, what I call the CIA thing. That was a burn. And you look how it went down, and you'd know, like, because it burned some accounts or whatever, some of the old family, like from the Middle Ages, their estate, they put it up like you do Lloyd's of London or something. So some of them had it in that stuff. And they burned, they have to fucking sell their castle. And so the one guy that was selling it to him, he went up in his fucking Manhattan or whatever, up in his office, and he had 2 buckets. He slit each wrist, and he had each one in a bucket. He sat in his chair. So they found him that way. Because he had to go down like a hero. But he's probably like set it up from the beginning. You know, and then the other guy that had met him was on Newbury Street and did the clothing store. What was he called? Not Louis. Is that Louis? Yeah, Louis, right? Is that what it's called, Louis? You know, the big old, like, giant building. And then, so everyone from Britain and everywhere, they have to, if you're Britain, you have to come and get your American clothes every spring, your Brooks Brothers, and get fitted and all your stuff. And they come and, like, or their body double comes. Their, or however the hell it works. Probably they come themselves, and all around Copley Square. So that running, that Madoff thing was in Securities Exchange Commission. That's something to look back at. Okay, yeah, Securities Exchange Commission. A little bit of information. So Joe Kennedy, John Kennedy's dad, the Kennedy's dad, he was ambassador to England. Roosevelt got him that job, but before that, he was the head of the Securities and Exchange Commission. So that's his first job he got. And he had sold. He knew how just had everything. When the crash came, he's some Irish guy. He started out, well, his father had done bars and stuff, and so he knows the shit though. And he had sold before the crash, so he knew the stuff, and hadn't fucked up. He had made money off of it, I think, and did all the liquor, moonshine. He knows how to do that for the high end. You know, he connects to all the stuff, but he does the fancy party people, or the rich people, and getting them their stuff. So, Roosevelt got him his job in Securities Exchange Commission, and he knows everything. So that probably goes back. So if you think about that, and they never let go of that. There's probably something, right? And so it looks like they're fucking up. Everyone that looked at it, if you didn't know that is a Ponzi, like you look like they're getting permission to do insider trading. Or like, put their trades before the other, because they had the big company that did that had all the info, the switchboard for the Wall Street, whatever. But there wasn't enough, and this guy exposed it, and it gets ignored, and he's probably in on it too. It's like all this fucking thing, and it's like a little bit of a climb down, and so then it crashes, and you gotta see what it takes out. It takes out this one guy at Occupy Boston, came from Brandeis, and he'd always talk to me and listen about nuclear power. Now I'm thinking he's a young guy. Maybe that was a setup. He's supposed to be talking to me. They just put him with me. And but he said his Brandeis would be all big hole in the ground. He thought there was some big depression or something, or it was from the 2008 crash, but really, it was like that bad. But really, it's a special thing with Madoff, and so they had to stop their projects. So he'd have Brandeis hit, and the Elie Wiesel thing, all his stuff got hit. And it probably goes to, so you have to study that stuff and what it was. I bet it fucking was, man. Yeah, so Children's Hospital, you wouldn't know, but it has the all the way evil, the Dr. Mengele stuff, because of all the organ harvesting. And if you don't do it, some other is going to do it, and you got to connect to that anyway and get the aftercare and whatever. So you have all that and all the international, and that's just what it is, you know. And then everyone, oh God, man, it'd be gruesome on the street, and it'd be like that, and the guys will actually be like, yeah, do that, you know. When you look at this versus that, and they'll be like, then they'll be like hardcore, you know, if you're for the kids on the street. I got to hang out with street kids when I was in Jamaica, in Kingston, our hotel. Because our school was cool. It took us to Jamaica for about 10 days. We had to drive on a school bus from Minneapolis all the way down to Florida someplace, southern Florida, and fly the airplane that we chartered. And, damn, man. And, yeah, so at the hotel, it's the Abahiti Hotel, Kingston 1, Kingston, Jamaica. And so there are street kids around outside the walls and stuff. The walls would have cement with broken glass bottles, and they kicked them out. And it was all boys. And it's all pre-puberty stuff like that. Like, you know, it's like that traditional street thing. And they were like pretty nice, but they could have it go bad too. Like, do some stuff. God, they're cool though. So I hung around with them a couple times. Jeez. Man. I don't know. I guess that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, that was gonna go. They were so cool, but yeah, Minneapolis was just gonna go because that's all the shit. MI6. That's a good part of it. So, God, my friend's sister, they had like beat her up in Carbondale, and she ended up going to California. So she came back once. Did I say that on the thing already? Yeah, when she came visiting once. So she had left when she was, I guess she was 15. She had to go to 9th grade. She lasted like a week in the school. And they probably set her up. They set her up too. She got in a fight with black girls. So that's that's a setup, and that's for her own good to get her out too. That's what that was, man. So they got her bumped out to California, where it's the same MI6, same motherfuckers that abused her all her life. And they treat her right out there. She ended up working for NPR, National Public Radio. So she came back to Carbondale once, and it's at the student center. I might have said this already. He's like, oh, goofy and stuff. And then, yeah, and then other dude was there, this biker guy, saying all this shit. Like around that same time or that same day. And that's that MI6 stuff. It'd come from the PK bar or something. The CIA hookers and PKs. You have PKs and you have Dairy Queen, all that part of town. Run by a CIA turncoat. Man, they messed up. Like, yeah, Diane, CIA, retired CIA, was running my mom. We got the personal thing. She gave me horseback riding lessons, took me out horseback riding, taking me around, gave me tularemia, you know, all around. And it looks like she's treating us good, or it could be a threat. And I think part of it is, I think my mom wasn't really anything, and maybe it wasn't information to find, but it always looked to someone who doesn't know that my mom's something and was running. It's like she's activated, but she's maybe just like put on hold, and they might know, or whatever the hell, or, you know, so they're like making it look important, and they make my mom like the Jewish boogie woman, boogie woman, like people be afraid of her and shit. And you could be afraid, man. Oh shit, it's like looking Gene Kirkpatrick or something, kind of looking, and get you that stare. man says that. So maybe some levels of that, and like they do know all the way. So it's not like there's some mystery from up here, from up in New England. Yeah, all my fucking family and cousins are in on it. Cause see, my grandfather named after me. I'm named after him. My father's father. He probably did. I'm looking at the Kennedy stuff, okay, and they did some bootlegging. That's what they did in the 20s, roaring 20s. And I'm thinking back to my grandfather. Oh my God, that looks like my grandfather too. The guys, and they got their smile. So he used to go around with $1,000 in his pocket. They said before the 1929, and they said he got fucked up in the stock market crash. You know, and they said what it was, $1,000 in his pocket. He just have that, or 12. No, it's more than that. It's like 1,200 or something. Like it back in that money. That's actually much money, and he was an orphan. His father was a streetcar motorman. That's for Nixon's farewell speech. Father was a streetcar motorman. He got crushed between two trolleys. In the hips, and he died. And so my grandfather was 10 years old, and so he probably had to get hard scrabble, and then he became a minister. But yeah, he go around with $1,200 in his pocket, and they said it's from the eggs, like he's the egg man, egg delivery, and he had the something like it was the brown eggs. There's brown eggs and white eggs. He had the only that maybe it was like brown eggs were new, and they can handle the cold. And he had the brown egg connection, and so there's a big freeze. And then he had the brown egg connection and got rich. They say that, but it sounds like something else. And they said something about moonshine. They said he found a still once out in the woods, and he went out and reported it. And that's another reason why I'm thinking it, because it's kind of funny. So I think it is that. It is that. It is, man. So he had an MI6 coming up on his ass. Yeah, they're all do the radio stuff, the Hawks' radio, like all through the fucking World War II, maybe Cold War stuff. You got all this shit out in Maine. You can talk to anyone in Europe, like in talking all through World War II. They're the fucking experts of all the weather patterns and all the shit for the shortwave radio. They get it to work, and you'd have to see where the things stream through, because it's like the ozone layer goes up or whatever, and you get it bounces, streams through. And they don't even talk about that. It's just my dad was all into shortwave radio, but he never said anything about it, about like anyone else. He used to work at Radio Shack, the original Radio Shack store in Boston, near BU, Boston University. I think he went to Boston University too, so that's another thing. I think that's when he went to, but I'm not sure. And it's so I guess that kind of went to shit, right? Yeah, he's at the Radio Shack there. That's the number, the main store, the headquarters, the original. And shit. So they would have married into people from Texas. My dad's Aunt Oda went down to Texas, maybe some other shit. So that's at MI6, working on that, right? By the 40s, like mid 40s, whatever, or whenever, going to Texas and starting all that up, and that's what that is. And they worked that family. Then you'd have yeah. Damn.